Hi and welcome to my tutorial on how to restore or recover your WordPress website from a .tar.gz backup that you have made. You've probably moved over to a new web host or just wanted to clean up your cPanel a bit. Whatever your reason is, you are now currently stuck with a file that looks like this, that ends with .tar.gz. On your local computer, and you need to restore your WordPress website. So this is going to be a very easy guide. You will not have to change any configuration files. Just follow every step and you'll have your WordPress website back up and running in no time. So what I want to do first is I'm just going to open my current website. Okay, so just a normal website that is currently still live. It's got a few pages here. And to show you that it is a working website. Okay, then let me log into my WordPress section here. So there are a couple ways of doing this. Everybody knows the normal /WP -admin. You can also just type login. That would also take you through to your WordPress site. And just type in your username and password. I just created a temporary user for the purpose of this video. And as you can see, here is my WordPress admin section. I'm going to go over to my cPanel. A couple of ways to do this as well. Add /cPanel to the end of your domain, or you can log in through your web hosting account, or you can add colon and port number 2083. All of this would take you to your cPanel login. Okay, so what is this file? Basically, this is nothing more than just a compressed folder like a .zip or zip, and it contains everything in your public HTML folder that you can find in your file manager on cPanel. So this whole folder here is exactly what you will find in here. Just want to open it up to show you. Okay, so everything that you see here is exactly everything that is here. So it's not actually a installation backup of your WordPress site. It just contains all the actual files of your WordPress site. And this is why it is so hard to just use that and just import it back into your website. You also cannot copy those files into this folder and think it will work. It will not work. You'll see there is another folder here that says Softaculous Backups. That's got this exact same file. That is because I still haven't removed it from my cPanel. If you still have this file on there, then you can just import it straight from your cPanel. You also cannot create a folder and just copy it in there. If it's not there anymore, it will not work. So if you go down to your software, come on, to your WordPress manager, and you go up to your backups. You probably made your backup by doing this and going to backup there. It will then create a backup file, which is that .tar.gz, which is the same one that I just showed you in the file manager, and then you download it there to get a hard copy of this on your local computer. So I'm going to remove it now, because right now I am not in the same situation as what you are. Okay, so right now I don't have any backups, but I still have my WordPress site. So to be in the situation that you are in, I need to uninstall my WordPress site. And what we can do, just to show you that the site is still live, I'll browse over to it, and then I'm going to remove it by just simply clicking on uninstall. Uninstall, not remove, because uninstall removes the directory, the database, the user, everything. So there is the site, and I'm going to remove it now. And now if we refresh here, it would show that I do not have any installations. If I refresh here, it would obviously come up with an error. If I try and log into my WordPress, it would show that it is not found. So right now I do not have a site, but what I do have is this little backup, which is basically nothing more than just a compressed folder of the installation. If we go over to, just close that one, to my file manager in my cPanel, to the public HTML folder, you'll see that all the WP, the config, admin, and content folders are gone, because the site no longer exists. The backup is also gone. So right now I am in the same situation as what you would be in if you are watching this video. So what do we need to do in order to import this? I'm going to close this. I am going to use a amazing little piece of software called Local, or LocalWP. Local, like MAMP or MAMP, creates a local server for you to develop a WordPress website on your local server without the need of a domain or hosting. So if you just want to play around, you can use Local to create websites. A WordPress website that is specifically dedicated to WordPress. The nice thing about Local is that you do not need to create a WordPress installation. It comes with it already installed. So let's just scroll over. We are going to need to download Local. I have already downloaded it. That is this file here. Let's scroll over to LocalWP need to download and install local, as this little handy tool has the ability to import a website from a Tar.Gz backup file. Once you are in local, you don't need to do much. Here you can just click on the little download and choose your platform. If you are using Apple or Mac, you'll obviously choose Mac, Windows, Linux, whatever your installation, your operating system is. I chose Windows because I'm using Windows. You fill in your first name, your last name, your email address and phone number and download it. Don't worry, they will not bombard you with any emails. It's a completely safe application to use. It is quite a big file. I'm not going to download it again. I've already done that. It's on Windows 463 megabytes. So download local. Once it's downloaded, it will give you a file like this. You have to go through the installation process. It does take a bit of time. Just click through it. Like, it's very simple to install if you have the ability to end up with a WordPress backup like this. You have the ability to install local. It will ask you for a couple of approvals. It will ask you to approve some Visual C++ redistributable packages, about 4 of them. Just sit through the whole process, and once local is installed, when the installation is finished, it will ask you to launch local. And once you are there, that would be the next part of this tutorial. Okay, so if you are still watching now, you have probably downloaded and installed local on your computer. You can either launch it straight after the installation or use the little desktop icon. So I'm going to start up local, and then we are going to import this backup file into local so that we can create a WordPress backup the correct way, which I will also show you how to do, and then use that file to get our website back up and running on the live server again. Okay, so once local starts up, you will see a little screen like this. You do not click on create a new site. We will click here on the little menu or hamburger menu, 3 lines, whatever, and click on import site. Okay, so from here we are going to just, I've saved it on my desktop, use this little file on the desktop and say open. Then local is going to do its thing that it needs to import this website, so just give it a little bit of time to work through the whole process. Okay, now we need to give the site a name. You can call it anything you want. I'm just going to call it the same as my site. Then it gives you some advanced options here. Local site domain, the path where it's going to save the installation files. You can change this domain if you want to. You can literally name it anything you want. You can name it your actual domain of your site, but please don't do that because you're going to be sitting with some other problems. Even though this is a site on the local server, it still creates the environment for a live site for you so that you can work on WordPress. And if you do not remove the site from local when you are done with this process, you won't be able to access it on your actual live server again. So just leave it as what local gives it. And so just leave the advanced options alone. We're not going to spend a lot of time on local anyway. This is just to import and export the site again. Once you've created the site name, just press continue. Leave this as preferred. You do not need to mess around here as well. Like I said, we just need to import and export this as quickly as possible. And then click on import site and let local do its thing. Okay, so once local is done with the import, it just needs to read the WordPress version of your site, which would at the time of recording be 5.7.2, the latest version of WordPress. So now, not to give you any browser warnings or whatever, it's creating like a dummy SSL certificate. Just let it trust it and accept anything that your operating system asks you to accept. And just wait for it to show that it's trusted. Sometimes it also pops up here on the top. Just trust it again. Let's quickly just open the site now, just to see what it looks like. As you can see, this is the site. You can also see that the background I had is not there. Do not worry about that. When you import it to your live site, everything will be exactly the same. So to log into your WordPress now on local, you can either add WP admin at the end here, or we can just close this, go back to local, and we can click on WP admin here. As you can see, it's now popped up the HTTPS certificate here. Just click on trust again and accept it. Let's open our WordPress admin so that we can create the backup for the site and get it back on the live server. Here you fill in the details for your actual site, because local pulls your original users and passwords from your backup. So put in your original username and password and log into your WordPress site. Okay, so then you are back in your WordPress dashboard. I'm sure you have missed seeing this. The next thing we need to do here is download a very simple plugin. It's called All-in-One WP Migration. I already have it, but I will show you where to find it. Just click on Add New, and in the search bar here you can just start typing WP All. It will always be the first one that pops up. Okay, so All-in-One WP Migration looks like this. It's the one with over 3 million active installations at the time of recording this video. Install it and activate it. Once it is activated, you'll see it on the side like I have it here. Just click on it and export. This is also the correct way to create a backup of your WordPress website, and it will give you a .wpress file which you can just import into a new website using the same plugin again. So export to, click on here and click on File, and it will create the export for you to download to your local computer. So once the export process is done, it will ask you to download your website, which you obviously want to do. Just click on it. This will be a very quick process because it's not actually downloading from the internet, it's downloading from the local server. Just let the download finish. And as you can see, it ends with .wpress, a WPress file, which is basically the same files as this one, but just in a usable WordPress format. Now, once we are done here, we can close this, we can exit here, and you are now done with local. You don't need to use it again, unless if you want to play around with creating local sites. Just say stop all here, and once it's stopped, I'm going to actually just remove the site completely because I've got my backup. So just delete it and move all sites to files to the recycle bin, and then you will be back on your original screen when you first started local. So that was the hardest part of this whole process, and well, the most tedious, longest part. Now the next thing we need to do is get back into our cPanel. So I want to show you just that the site is still not working. Okay, let's get back into our cPanel. We need to do the other method. Like I said, there's 3 methods through your hosting provider /cPanel or :2083. Log into your cPanel. Now we are just going to create a WordPress installation. Your cPanel might look a bit different than mine. Might be like just normal white background. If you are interested in knowing how to do that, just scroll over to your preferences and change style, and then you can choose between a couple of styles there. But what we need to do is just create a blank WordPress installation. So, fresh copy of WordPress. On your domain with the right protocol. So now how to do this. You actually don't even have to give it a name here. Just some word of advice: never use the word admin, administrator, or any generic name. I'm not going to actually worry now, because once I create that site, it's going to override everything I do here. So just call this password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so it's strong enough. And admin email really doesn't matter here. I'll just put a password strong enough. I don't need any plugins. Just paste this email here and install it. Normal WordPress installation process. Okay, once it's done, we'll head over to our admin section, which will now just be a fresh copy of our WordPress. And we'll scroll over to plugins immediately. Go to add new. Again, WP all. Install it. Activate it. I'm just going to delete these standard plugins that come in there, and I'm actually just going to go and delete these standard pages as well. Just clear this completely. It should be one post. And sometimes they even leave a comment. Okay, so not this time. So now all we need to do is simply just import our backup that we made earlier. So you'll scroll over here and click on import. Once you've clicked on import, go to the little menu here, click on file, and then just click on the .wpress file that you've made. Okay, when it's done, it will say the import process will overwrite your website, including the database, media, plugin themes. Basically, everything about this little blank website. It will restore everything the way it was. So we want to proceed. Okay, your site has been imported successfully. Just finish here. Then you will still be on the same page. If you refresh now, it will take you back to a login screen. And now I'm going to use my username, or my dummy username that I created originally at the start of this video on my original site to log into my website. And here I am back with my original website, like you guys saw it at the beginning before I deleted it. If I go to visit site now, and like I said, in local it didn't show any backgrounds, but right now it is showing everything the way my site was. So there we go, guys, the easy way. Tar.Gz, remember now, this is the wrong way. .WPress is the right type of backup for WordPress file using a simple plugin called All-in-One WP Migration. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that I made your life a lot easier. Please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for the support.